The lines just came out, guys. The lines just came out. Man, I mean, wow, this is an amazing one. This is one of the better Saturdays I've seen. It is 7 p.m. East Coast time right now, 7:30. The lines just came out. I wrote them down, circled some stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. I mean, 10 locks. I have 10 locks. I'm gonna be doing some parlays. I mean, I'm gonna really try to hit this one big. What I will do tomorrow is in the past, sometimes what I do, I look at the whole slate, I circle what I like, I research each game, I take my own opinion, I look at this, I look at that, I look at this, and I boil it down to like the best 2 or 3 or sometimes even 4 games I like, and I hammer it. I don't think that's the right thing to do this weekend because just these games individually I feel so good about. If I just put the same unit, I mean, if I basically do what most bettors do, take whatever games you like, you put your unit on it, and whatever, you just try to win a majority of your bets. I know I'm going to hit a majority here. I mean, out of these 11, 12 that I'm going to show you guys here in a second, I'd be sick to my stomach if I didn't at least get 9 out of these 11 right. Wow, coffee. Oh yeah, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to go to the casino later, play some bets. I'm just cooking. I'm cooking right now. It's Friday night. I mean, life's good. Life's great. Life's good. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications because these videos, I mean, I'm getting you this one out in time here, Friday night. But man, I don't know if something comes up tomorrow that I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I not tell them about this? I might put a video up tomorrow morning before these games kick off, or maybe in the afternoon for one of the night games if I think there's an edge. I don't know. I'm going to put videos out at random times all the time. In fact, I already put one out today if you missed it. Kind of an early warm-up for March Madness, so make sure your notifications are turned on this channel. I'm just nuts, so I don't know when I'm going to post stuff. Let's get into the picks. That's why you're here. Just slap a like on today's video. I would appreciate that, guys. You've been doing really well, and I appreciate it, and I've been getting you some winners. I think that's a fair deal, so just click the button if you can. Let's start off with the Virginia game, Notre Dame at Virginia. Virginia, you know what? They've just kind of squeaked by the last 2 games. Kind of got lucky at Duke. We had that. I guess we'll take a little bit of luck. So Virginia just got by Duke in overtime, and then they kind of look lousy against Louisville. I think it's because the opponent's so bad and it was a road game. They just didn't take it seriously. Here is a Saturday with an energetic crowd at home against a Notre Dame team that, although if you do look through their schedule, they've played a lot of games pretty close. I just don't think it's going to be enough here. I'm considering taking Virginia against the spread in just the first half, maybe. It could just be just a ripper right from the start. I think Virginia's due for a nice, healthy game, and they also want to they want to finish the year strong to get the best seed possible. I don't think they're going to mess around with this one. I think Virginia will be nice and comfortable, nice and loose, playing well. I like Virginia this Saturday. Illinois at Indiana. The spread kind of scares me. Opened at 3.5. I think it's up to 4.5 now. You know, they beat Purdue at home. The Illinois team hasn't looked good. They just lost to Penn State. I mean, wouldn't you think Indiana's kind of a no-brainer here? It's like, wow, you only got to lay 3-4 points. It's at home. I don't know. Like I've been saying over the past week or so, stay away from the Big Ten. It's a horrible basketball conference. I'm not sold on this. I'm going to stay away. I'm going to stay away from that. UConn and Seton Hall, I'm going to have to stay away as well. The spread is too high. I don't trust UConn enough. However, if you want to put UConn money line in your parlays, that should be safe. West Virginia, Texas Tech. It's a good spot. So here's the first game that I'm really going to put some emphasis on, okay? Yes, I did go to school at West Virginia University. Don't worry about it. It's non-biased. Look, West Virginia lost their last 2 games. 2 brutal road games, right? Very good teams on the road. Texas Tech, finally, after the whole season, finally gets a couple of wins, right? So Texas Tech has won 2 in a row. West Virginia has lost 2 in a row. West Virginia already beat Texas Tech easily at Texas Tech. And now it's in West Virginia, and you have 2 teams where one is in the tournament, one is totally not. So Texas Tech has no chance of making the tournament. West Virginia is currently in, but they still need some wins. They can't just go to sleep and lose the rest of the Big 12 games. West Virginia still needs to help their resume a little bit just to be safe. So you got a team that needs a win versus a team that their season's toast. A team that's won 2 in a row, probably due for a loss. They had 2 home games, won both. Now you have a team that had 2 road games, lost both. They're finally home. This thing's setting up pretty good. Lay the points with West Virginia. I expect a really good turnout. Look, I went to school there. It's nuts. Saturday in the Coliseum, I expect a sellout. It's going to be a crazy environment. Those locals, those fans down there in West Virginia go crazy. So really good energy. I expect a good effort from West Virginia. The spread's already moved a point too. Opened at 5.5. Now it's 6.5. I would consider laying the points in the first half. West Virginia against the spread in the first half. They're going to be rocking and rolling right off the jump. And Texas Tech is kind of a fraud. Yeah, they finally got a couple of wins. Cool. It's just a bad team overall. For the Big 12, still an exceptional basketball team. In fact, they'd be at the top of the conference if they were in like the ACC or the Big 10. It's just not their year, so I expect West Virginia to be very serious, take this one very seriously right off the jump. And West Virginia is also known for having these big, comfortable leads and just melting down in the last 5 minutes just to squeak out the win by the skin of their teeth or lose. So West Virginia might be up 11-12 at half, easily cover the number. Let Texas Tech come roaring back, and it's going to be a buzzer beater at the end. I could easily see a game like that. West Virginia first half. Tennessee and Kentucky. I was on Kansas heavy when Kansas played at Kentucky. And Tennessee is good enough, good defense, and they have the right size to deal with Kentucky. Kentucky is like you got Oscar in the middle. He's a problem. He's pretty good. And then a couple of decent shooters. Tennessee's defense is going to win this game. Look, Tennessee, they had those losses. They did win their last game, but before that, they had that losing streak. Couple of buzzer beaters, some bad energy, some bad mojo. They got their game to get back on track, and now this is a serious one. The only argument that I have against that is Kentucky is on the bubble. Kentucky right now is one of the first teams out of the tournament, I believe, depending on where you look, when it was updated. They are on the bubble. They are currently in the first 4 out. The last time I looked. So your only argument could be, okay, well, Kentucky finally has an opportunity with a highly ranked team in Tennessee, where if Kentucky can get this win, it's a huge resume builder. You know what? Sometimes when you're betting on situational basketball and you think a team should go AWOL and try their hardest and play their best, I think in this spot, it's just not enough. In fact, Kentucky already beat Tennessee this year. Can you beat a team twice? It's very difficult. Most of the times in decent conference play, teams like to split. Usually it's 1-1 in the season. It's very odd in the Big 12 or any good teams playing each other that a team is going to win both matchups. Is Tennessee really going to lose to Kentucky twice and actually end up losing 3 out of their last 4 games? I don't see it. I'm laying the points with Tennessee, even on the road. A little bit of a scary spot. The defense and the size and the rebounding. They're going to get this job done. Kentucky's a fraud this year. Big name, big-time coach. I like the program. I'm not mad at that school, but it's a great spot for Tennessee. You only got to lay a bucket and a half. It's not even a big spread. Tennessee on the road. Lay the points. Iowa State, Kansas State. Kansas State has lost 2 in a row. Iowa State, we hammered. In fact, if you guys saw my video just a couple of days ago, I said this is the lock of the year. This is it. Blah blah blah. I gave you Iowa State first half. The whole game was a runaway. You're welcome. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to go against Iowa State. It's a scary thing to do, but ultimately, this team sucks on the road. Sometimes their offense just disappears like a Houdini trick. Kansas State lost 2 in a row. They're healthy. They're going to be at home. Saturday crowd. The spread isn't ridiculous. It's 2.5. I'm laying the points with Kansas State at home. Texas, Oklahoma, I'm just not willing to touch. I don't believe in Texas, and Oklahoma's just bad mojo. I don't like betting on them or against them or nothing. I don't want anything to do with that Sooner team. Skip. Oklahoma State, TCU, same thing. Look, TCU has Mike Miles back. He is officially back. That's a huge boost. I'm tempted to take TCU at home. Should be a good crowd. They need a win. Oklahoma State, although they went on that big winning streak, they really came back down to earth and looked vulnerable in that last game. TCU at home. Spread's 4.5. That's quite a bit. Oklahoma State plays tough. I think this is a pass. I think even with Mike Miles back, and it's tempting, to go with that and think that TCU's effort and with him back, they're going to be really cooking here. I'm not sure. I think the right thing to do is pass on that. Florida, Arkansas. Arkansas should kill them. Florida just flat out sucks. But I'm not betting on that. DePaul and Xavier. Really like Xavier. 2 losses in a row, but they were very difficult games. They played very good opponents, and DePaul is atrocious. I mean, bottom barrel of a bad conference. The Big East is really good at the top, really bad at the bottom. DePaul just shows no signs of life. Xavier at home, Saturday crowd. I mean, they're off 2 losses. They play good teams. They're used to good competition. I could see Xavier having a really nice get-right game, and even with the steep spread of 13.5, I think they cover that number for sure. I think they're worth taking for the game, for the first half, money line in your parlays. I think Xavier is due for a really good showing. Kansas and Baylor. Guys, don't bet on it. Don't bet on it. Just enjoy it, okay? The spread is 4.5. It's a revenge game, Baylor. So Baylor won the first matchup at Baylor. Now it's in Lawrence. It's tough to win in Allen Fieldhouse. 4.5, though. That could be like Kansas is up 7. 3-pointer at the end in junk time when it doesn't count by LJ Cryer. They win by 4. You get screwed by half a point. I think I'd live bet it. If you really want to bet it, if you really just have to bet on the Baylor-Kansas game, it's just something you want to do for some reason, just live bet it. If Kansas gets off to a hot start, take Baylor plus like 7.5 or 8.5. If Baylor comes out of the gates roaring like Oklahoma did in that one game, then take moneyline Kansas when you have an opportunity. That's the right move. Don't touch that 4.5. That's a weird middle ground. You either want a lot of points with one of the sides or basically moneyline. Villanova, Providence. Again, tempted to take Providence. Good team. Love the team. I'm going to put them far in my tournament bracket. But Villanova kind of got the thing rolling here lately. 3 in a row I think they've won. Laying 4.5. They'd have to win by 5. You never know what happens at the end. Big East. It's just a tough rivalry, tough game. Maybe Providence isn't quite up for this one. They've played some hard teams, some hard spots lately. I'm going to go ahead and pass on that one, skip that one. Arizona's been rocking and rolling. Numbers too big against Colorado, and Michigan State. Michigan is, again, a Big Ten game that I don't want to touch. I'm not interested. I just hate the Big Ten. It sucks. I'm really angry that a lot of those teams are getting into the tournament. I think they're all fraudulent, but... Guys, I think that's it. I went as fast as I could. I just ripped through a whole bunch of games for you. I mean, I just gave you an absurd amount of free picks and good advice. So definitely hit that subscribe button, hit the like button for me. That's all I ask. We're at the 13-minute mark of this video. And if I were to give you my best 3 picks, you guys want my best 3. Okay. You want my best 3 picks? My best 3 picks, I'm going to go Tennessee against the spread, even on the road to Kentucky. I'm going to take Kansas State against the spread at home, and I'm going to go Xavier against the spread, either the full game or the first half at home. I think that those are the top 3. Tennessee, Kansas State, and Xavier. It's definitely a 2 out of 3. So if you bet 100 on each, you're definitely going to profit $100. I hope you're happy. This video is pretty good, in my opinion. I think I'm very accurate with the knowledge here. I think it's going to pan out pretty well. There were some games I was tempted to talk about, tempted to take. I'm not going to do it. We're going to be smart. And what did I say over our recent little stretch here? We're done with the big teasers. We're done with the parlays. Take some of these games individually, right? Make your own choices. It's your money. But, yeah. What an awesome Saturday. It'll be fun to watch regardless. Hopefully we can win some money at the same time. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.